skies over metropolitan Singapore. Home to over 5 million people. As a small nation with very limited space, we're one of the most densely populated countries in the world. And every morning, our island buzzes with life as families get ready for the new day ahead of them. Whether it's to school, work, or just catching up with friends, we're a city constantly on the move. Our lives linked by a land transport system that reaches out to every citizen.
I can still remember running through the streets as a young boy. Kampong roads were just dirt tracks back then, and the early tarmac roads were filled with potholes. We got around on private buses that were slow, unreliable, and always overcrowded. The roads were a riot of pirate cabs and rickety buses, where getting from one place to the next was an adventure all on its own. Then, during the 60s, it all began to change as we emerged an independent nation.
After what he told me when we were alone, I realized there was no other way than what he thought was the solution. That means we have to leave Malaysia. But we must survive. We have the right to survive. That Singapore, as proclaimed by my government, by myself on behalf of the people and the government of Singapore, today is an independent sovereign nation with a will and a capacity of its own.
Public transport growth up to this point was haphazard with little systematic planning. We quickly realized that for us to face the challenges ahead, we needed change. We needed a systematic plan to create a reliable and efficient public transport system.
Bus services were a pretty messy affair in the 60s. Imagine numerous operators all jostling to compete for the same routes, clogging the streets and filling the air with pollution. To survive, operators often had to cut corners at the expense of commuters. On top of that, passengers had to navigate a confusing myriad of timetables, routes, and fares, all from different bus companies. To reverse this situation, our government stepped in during the 70s to reorganize the bus system. The various private operators were gradually merged to form the Singapore Bus Service, which was later joined by a second public bus operator, Trans Island Bus Service. This improved services all around as routes became integrated and fares standardized. At the same time, we realized with a growing population and increasing economic development, we needed a more long-term transport solution. We needed a mass rail transit system. Studies on such a system were concluded in the 70s, and after a decade of discussions, we went ahead with development. Officially launched in 1988, the MRT is a sustainable and viable alternative to private transport, and together with buses, forms the backbone of land transportation in Singapore today. Roads in our early days sprang up on an ad hoc basis with little sense of direction. On a tiny island where every inch of space is precious, this simply had to change. We needed a systematic plan to maximize our very limited real estate. Cue what we call the expressway era. Working together with urban planners, transport authorities mapped out the best ways to grow and integrate our road network. From the 60s to 90s, road builders went on the ground, above the ground, and underground as they paved their way across our island, bringing easy access to high-density residential and commercial areas. Singaporeans have always dreamed of owning a car. What better way to announce that we have arrived than with a shiny new automobile? But any transport planner will tell you that dream can easily turn into a nightmare. With the aim of keeping car numbers at a sustainable level, we began to levy high premiums for car ownership during the 70s. In the 90s, we expanded this with a vehicle quota system or VQS. Potential car owners have to bid for permits to buy a car, with the number of permits issued tied to a desired growth rate. At the same time, we introduced measures aimed at reducing the number of cars in congested areas. In 1975, we launched the world's first road pricing system, the Area Licensing Scheme or ALS. Motorists had to buy and fix colorful license sheets on their windscreens, granting them access to restricted areas. In the late 90s, we replaced ALS with the fully automated Electronic Road Pricing System or ERP. Utilizing radio communications technology, charges are deducted automatically from vehicles passing through an ERP gantry. Today, we enjoy a modern and efficient land transport system where commuters travel in comfort. But we are not about to rest on our laurels. There are new challenges ahead of us. We expect travel demand to increase from the current 9 million journeys a day to over 14 million by 2020. To meet this rising demand and the new challenges ahead of us, we've formulated a plan with the needs of our citizens firmly in mind. A people-centered land transport system. A vision of meeting transportation needs with technologically intelligent yet engagingly human solutions. Our focus in the years to come will be on 3 key strategic thrusts. Making public transport a choice mode, managing road usage, and meeting the diverse needs of our people. We will make public transport an attractive choice for commuters. We will take on the role of central bus planners, creating routes that better serve passengers. An expanded rail and bus network will make for greater connectivity, cutting down on commuting times. Priority system for buses on roads will make for smooth and speedy rides. Transportation hubs will feature a full range of lifestyle, retail and commercial services. And commuters will be able to access real-time travel information via mobile platforms, making trip planning a breeze. We will continue to expand our ERP system, extending coverage to ensure traffic remains free-flowing. Car ownership taxes will be lowered as we shift towards relying more on usage charges to internalize the cost of driving. We will continue to expand our road network to serve new developments. And we will leverage on technology to optimize road capacity, creating a better experience for everyone on our roads. We will nurture an inclusive transport system, catering to the diverse needs of our population. Our systems user-friendly, our service people-oriented. We will ensure physical accessibility for all, catering to all segments of society. We will promote environmental sustainability, facilitating a green lifestyle. And we will engage our community to help us create this better future. The human dimension will take center stage as we work towards our vision, a people-centered land transport system.